Saturday is the day of the week following Friday and preceding Sunday. Saturday is the seventh and therefore last day of the week according to many commonly used calendars, and it is the second to last day of the week according to ISO 8601. The Romans named ʻsætərdeɪ Saturni no later than the 2nd century for the planet Saturn, which controlled the first hour of that day, according to Vettius Valens. When the day's name was introduced into English and other Germanic languages, however, the name was selected as a calque of the god Saturn, after whom the planet was named. The name was introduced into English no later than the 10th century, when the day was referred to as Saturns dæge in an Old English translation of Bede's Ecclesiastical History of the English People. In Old English, the name was sunnanæfen. Origins and Antiquity. Between the 1st and 3rd centuries AD, the Roman Empire gradually replaced the 8-day Roman nundinal cycle with the 7-day week. The astrological order of the days was explained by Vettius Valens and Dio Cassius. According to these authors, it was a principle of astrology that the heavenly bodies presided, in succession, over the hours of the day. The association of the weekdays with the respective deities is thus indirect. The days are named for the planets, which were in turn named for the deities. The Germanic peoples adapted the system introduced by the Romans but glossed their indigenous gods over the Roman deities in a process known as interpretatio Germanica. In the case of Saturday, however, the Roman name was borrowed directly, apparently because none of the Germanic gods were considered to be counterparts of the Roman god Saturn. In the Eastern Orthodox Church, Saturdays are days on which the Theotokos and All Saints are commemorated. The day is also a general day of prayer for the dead, because it was on a Saturday that Jesus is believed by some to have laid dead in the tomb. The Octoechos contains hymns on these themes, arranged in an 8-week cycle, that are chanted on Saturdays throughout the year. At the end of services on Saturday, the dismissal begins with the words, "May Christ our true God, through the intercessions of his most pure Mother, of the holy, glorious and right victorious martyrs, of our reverend and God-bearing Fathers Euro." For the Orthodox, Saturday Euro with the sole exception of Holy Saturday Euro is never a strict fast day. When a Saturday falls during one of the fasting seasons, the fasting rules are always lessened to an extent. The Great Feast of the Exaltation of the Cross and the beheading of St. John the Baptist are normally observed as strict fast days, but if they fall on a Saturday or Sunday, the fast is lessened. Saturday Sabbath. For Jews, Messianics and Seventh-day Adventists, the seventh day of the week, known as Shabbat, stretches from sundown Friday to sundown Saturday and is the day of rest. Roman Catholic and Eastern Orthodox churches distinguish between Saturday and the Lord's Day. Other Protestant groups, such as Seventh-day Adventists, hold that the Lord's Day is the Sabbath and not Sunday. From Scriptures, Jesus rested in the grave on the Sabbath day, which is the day after the day of preparation. In this way, Jesus rested as God did in the beginning during the creation. Quakers traditionally refer to Saturday as seventh day, eschewing the pagan origin of the name. In Islamic countries, Fridays are considered as the last day of the week and are holidays along with Thursdays. Saturday is called Sabt and it is the first day of the week in many Arabic countries. Name and associations in European cultures. In Scandinavian countries, Saturday is called la dæge, la dæge, or lordag, the name being derived from the old word laug or laug, meaning bath, thus la dæge equates to bath day. This is due to the Viking practice of bathing on Saturdays. Today, Saturday is officially called Samstag in all German-speaking countries, but there it has two names in modern Standard German. Samstag is always used in Austria, Liechtenstein, and the German-speaking part of Switzerland, and generally used in southern and western Germany. It derives from Old High German Sambastag, which itself derives from Greek nsquared I plus or minus ii, and this Greek word derives from Hebrew k. However, the current German word for Sabbath is Sabbat. The second name for Saturday in German is Sonnabend, which derives from Old High German Sun Uniband, and is closely related to the Old English word sunnanæfen. It means literally sun eve, that is, the day before Sunday. Sonnabend is generally used in northern and eastern Germany, and was also the official name for Saturday in East Germany. In West Frisian there are also two words for Saturday. In Wood Frisian it is ssætərdi and in Clay Frisian it is snon, derived from snjoen, a combination of Old Frisian sun, meaning sun, and joen, meaning eve. In the Westphalian dialects of Low Saxon, in East Frisian Low Saxon and in the Saterland Frisian language, Saturday is called ssæterdæ, also akin to Dutch ßæterdæg, which has the same linguistic roots as the English word Saturday. It was formerly thought that the English name referred to a deity named Saturn who was venerated by the pre-Christian peoples of northwestern Germany, some of whom were the ancestors of the Anglo-Saxons. Saturn was identified as either a god associated with the harvest of possible Slav origin, or another name for Loki, a complex deity associated with both good and evil. This latter suggestion may be due to Jacob Grimm. However, modern dictionaries derive the name from Saturn. Outside Europe, the modern Maori name for Saturday, Raiaroi, literally means washing day, a vestige of early colonized life when Maori converts would set aside time on the Saturday to wash their whites for church on Sunday. A common alternative Maori name for Saturday is the transliteration Hakurai. In Japanese, the word Saturday is aorai, yen, dubai, meaning soil day, and is associated with aorai, Saturn, literally meaning soil star. Similarly, in Korean the word Saturday is aishai 1/4, also meaning soil day. In India, Saturday is Shanivar, based on Shani, the Vedic god manifested in the planet Saturn. In the Thai solar calendar of Thailand, the day is named from the Pali word for Saturn, and the color associated with Saturday is purple. Position in the week. The International Standard ISO 8601 sets Saturday as the sixth day of the week. The three Abrahamic religions regard Saturday as the seventh day of the week. As a result, many refuse the ISO 8601 standards and continue to use Saturday as their seventh day. Astrology. In astrology, Saturday is associated with the planet Saturn and symbolized by that planet's symbol. Activities. Saturday is a weekend day in most countries. In Nepal, Saturday is the last day of the week and is the only official weekly holiday. Saturday is the official day of rest in Israel, on which all government offices and most businesses, including some public transportation, are closed. Saturday is the usual day for elections in Australia, the only day on which elections can be held in New Zealand, and the preferred election day in the U.S. state of Louisiana. Saturday morning is a notable television time block aimed at children while generally airing animated cartoons. It is common for clubs, bars and restaurants to be open later on Saturday night than on other nights. Thus Saturday night has come to imply the party scene, and has lent its name to the films Saturday Night Fever, which showcased New York discotheques, Uptown Saturday Night, as well as many songs. Saturday night is also a popular time slot for comedy shows on television. The most famous of these is Saturday Night Live, a skit show that has aired on NBC nearly every week since 1975. Other notable examples include Saturday Night Live with Howard Cosell. This practice lent its name to the film Mr. Saturday Night, starring Billy Crystal. In folklore, Saturday was the preferred day to hunt vampires, because on that day they were restricted to their coffins. It was also believed in the Balkans that someone born on Saturday could see a vampire when it was otherwise invisible, and that such people were particularly apt to become vampire hunters. Accordingly, in this context, people born on Saturday were specially designated as Sabbagianoa in Greek and Țarțeni in Bulgarian. The term has been rendered in English as Sabbatarians. The amount of criminal activities that take place on Saturday nights has led to the expression, Saturday Night Special, a pejorative slang term used in the United States and Canada for any inexpensive handgun. In Sweden, Saturday is usually the only day of the week when children are allowed to eat sweets, la paragraph radagsgodis. La paragraph dæge derives from la paragraph dag. Old word la paragraph gar meaning to wash clean. This tradition was introduced in the 1960s to limit dental caries, utilizing the results of the infamous Vipuum experiments. See festivities in Sweden. In popular culture, in the folk rhyme Monday's child, Saturday's child works hard for a living. In another rhyme reciting the days of the week, Solomon Grundy died on Saturday. The Nigerian popular song Bobo Waro Fero Saturday became internationally famous in the 1950s and was sung translated into many languages. Saturday Morning Breakfast Cereal is a single-panel week comic by Zach Weiner. The Saturday Evening Post, Saturday Night Live, Saturday from the album Take This to Your Grave. Saturday from the album Smart Casual. The Saturdays. The 1977 disco film Saturday Night Fever. The Elton John song Saturday Night's All Right for Fighting. The Chicago song Saturday in the Park. Saturday Night, by the Misfits from Famous Monsters. Named days, Black Saturday is a day named after the beginning of a tragic bushfire in Victoria, Australia. Holy Saturday is the day before Easter. Lazarus Saturday is the day before Palm Sunday, and is part of the Holy Week. First Saturday Devotions is the day set apart to honor Our Lady of Fatima. See also, Working Saturday, After Saturday Comes Sunday, references.